Many people, they think that it's sunnah to shave your head. The only time Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam shaved his head was either in Umrah or Hajj. What were the two times? After Umrah or after Hajj. Besides that, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam generally, he had limma jumma wafra. Meaning either the hair would generally be up to his earlobes, and sometimes it would come up below his earlobes, and if he was traveling, then they would hit his shoulders. They would never go below his shoulders, and the Sahaba, they say, generally they were up to the earlobes. Rasulullah sallallahu had very beautiful long hair. And the Sahaba, they see that when we saw the hair of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was as if he just came out of the shower. Beautiful. You know, when a person finishes the shower, that's when everyone starts combing their hair to see what they would look like. Right? This is how good I look, this is how good I look. And in order to maintain that shower look, what do? They put gel on there and put all these, everything on there, preservatives to make sure we can preserve that look. Rasulullah sallallahu naturally always had that. That when they saw him, they thought that he just came out of the shower and he had that beautiful hairstyle. And the hair of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was split through the middle. How was it? The hair of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was split through the middle. The face of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in an oval shape. The complex of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was white with a little redness in it. And talking about the forehead of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would become very angry, when he'd be extremely upset, a vein would come in the middle of the forehead of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One vein would come up. And the Sahaba, when they would see that vein, they know that someone just upset Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But beyond that, the forehead of Rasulullah sallallahu was straight, and there was no veins there. And Rasulullah's complex, it was white, the complexion was white with a little redness to it. The touch of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Sahabi, he said, I shook the hand of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam once, and I thought to myself, wow, what a soft hand. So he said, I went to the market and I decided to compare the softness of his hand with the smoothness of silk. I compared the two and I swore that the softness of the hand of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam put silk to shame. That's how soft and beautiful the hand of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was. And when they talk about the smile of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? We talk about the height, the look, the eyes, and all these things. But when you would see Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam smiling, it was as if the entire world was just glowing. The entire world was just gloomy. And the Sahabi says that when I saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam smiling, I thought to myself, that is there anything in the world that has such beauty compared to the smile of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Guys get excited when they see women smiling, right? You want to take a picture of your wife when she's smiling. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he smiled, the Sahabi, he thought to himself that let me think of anything in the world that's more beautiful than the smile of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So then he thought to himself that what can I compare with? So he came to the conclusion that throughout history, beauty has always been compared with the moon. The moon is a symbol of complete beauty, especially when it reaches the 14th night. So he said, I waited, and then the 14th night, I sat in front of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then I looked at the moon. And then I looked at the face of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then I looked at the moon. And then I looked again and looked at the moon, and he said to himself that, subhanallah, how can I dare compare the face of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with the moon? من وجهك المنير لقد نور القمر. What did Shah Abdul Haq what did he say in his poem? He said that from your enlightened face, the moon takes its light. That's where he got this from this hadith. من وجهك المنير لقد نور القمر. That when it came to the beautiful face of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the human being had nothing to compare with, right? I end with one last poem that Hussain bin Thabit, the poet of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said regarding Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hussain bin Thabit was a Sahabi who wasn't so good of a warrior. He wasn't so good of a warrior. He was known that in the battlefield, Hussain bin Thabit was a Sahabi who you didn't want to stand next to. The chances were that he may not be able to support you the way other Sahaba could support you. It was known amongst the companions. But what was known about him at the same time was that if he was put on the spot against the enemy, against the snipers of the time, the hitmen of the time, you know the hitmen of the time were? The hitmen of that time were the poets, the media. The media was the poets. All you had to do was hire a poet and tell him, take this guy out. That poet would stand up in front of people and begin to sing poetry against that person. And everyone would gather around, and while listening to the poetry, they'd learn how to hate that person at the same time. So people would hire, it's like the media. You'd hire these people and they'd come and take you out. Right? They were the hitmen of the time. So whenever anyone stood against Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whenever any poet stood against Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you know who they'd call? They'd call Hussain bin Thabit. Hassan, we need you now. This is your place. And they give him the podium. And Hussain bin Thabit, he would climb the minbar that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to give khutbah from. And he would begin to refute those people. They would be standing here, they would be standing there, he'd be standing here. And they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Sahaba would be so excited to hear the response that Hussain bin Thabit had to give in refuting those people, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would begin to cheer him on. Allahumma ayyidhu bi ruh al-Qudus. Allahumma ayyidhu bi ruh al-Qudus. Hassan, don't stop. Keep going. Keep going. Allahumma ayyidhu bi ruh al-Qudus. Oh Allah, help him through Jibreel. Oh Allah, inspire this person with poetry and fill his heart with inspiration so he can slice these people into bits. This was Hussain bin Thabit. So one day Hussain bin Thabit, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to him, Hassan, sing some poetry in front of us. So Hassan said, Ya Rasulullah, can I praise you for once? I've always been defending the deen in front of these people and, defending Islam, defending the Quran. I want to praise you now. Rasulullah said, okay, you have permission, you can praise me. The Sahaba were waiting there, what's he going to say? How is he going to praise Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? And subhanAllah, he starts off by saying, وَأَحْسَنَ مِنْكَ لَمْ تَرَ قَطُّ عَيْنِ. He's looking at Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he says, وَأَحْسَنَ مِنْكَ لَمْ تَرَ قَطُّ عَيْنِ وَأَجْمَلَ مِنْكَ لَمْ تَلِدِ النِّسَاءُ خُلِقْتَ مُبَرَّأً مِنْ كُلِّ عَيْبٍ فَكَأَنَّكَ قَدْ خُلِقْتَ كَمَا تَشَاءُ. He says, وَأَحْسَنَ مِنْكَ لَمْ تَرَ قَطُّ عَيْنِ. He's looking at Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in his face. And he says, more beautiful than you, my eyes have never seen. وَأَجْمَلَ مِنْكَ لَمْ تَلِدِ النِّسَاءُ. More handsome than you, no mother has ever given birth to. خُلِقْتَ مُبَرَّأً مِنْ كُلِّ عَيْبٍ. You have been created free of all defects. فَكَأَنَّكَ قَدْ خُلِقْتَ كَمَا تَشَاءُ. It's as if Allah allowed you to choose how exactly you wish to look. That Allah said to you, Muhammad, I'm going to create you, but how do you want to look? So you chose these beautiful eyes. You chose the most beautiful nose. You chose the most beautiful cheeks. You chose the most beautiful hair. You chose the most beautiful height. You know when you play your basketball games, you get to choose your player? You chose who you wanted to be, and Allah said, you got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. And at the end of that, here standing in front of you is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows us to copy the example of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I didn't even talk about the beard of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. How beautiful it was, how it covered the top part of the chest of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Sahaba, they said the beard of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was dense, long, and it covered the upper chest of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. People ask that, is the goatee sunnah? I say to them that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's hair, his beard, covered the upper part of his chest. May Allah give us the tawfiq and the power to do it one day, inshallah. May Allah give us the tawfiq and the ability to act upon every sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Just because we can't do it, we never give up. One day in our life when it comes, when the pathway opens, inshallah, we are the ahibba that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam referred to. That I wish to see my beloveds. And we are those people, inshallah. May Allah grant us all the ability to stay on the sunnah of Rasulullah when we finish. To stay on the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all the ability to stay firm on our deen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to always stay in the remembrance and His remembrance and always send salawat to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Take as much as time as you can. Remember Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When you see the handsome people of this world, stop for a second and think what was the beauty of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The actors of this world would fall to their knees and never dare to come on the screen had they seen the beauty of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The wrestlers of this world would never step in the ring had they seen the power of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The politicians would never come to the stage had they seen the intellect of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. In every aspect, as Hussain bin Thabit says, it was as if you chose how you wish to be. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our gathering. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Accept us all in this world. Keep us united in this world. Reunite us all in the hereafter. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all death with the kalima. La ilaha illallah. Muhammad Rasulullah. Wa akhiru da'wana. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum.